A very warm welcome to Halishar Cantonment Public School and College Online Education. Now, you know very well you have a very important topic in the exam. This is close test. What is it? How is it asked? What marks does it hold? All these we are going to discuss today. Now, what is close test? We have a terminology closet, CLOSET. It means close something inside something. From this term, we get close test. What does close test mean? Here will be given a paragraph, 5 or 10 blanks, 5 or 10 options. That means for each blanks there will be one option, and the vocabulary. Here all this option will be based on your vocabulary, so you need your vocabulary really very strong while solving this close test. Look here, what are the patterns of close test? There are two patterns of close test. One is old pattern, another one is new pattern. The questions which is set in our exam, it is according to the old pattern. There are two format for setting in old pattern. One is with clue, another one is without clue. And new pattern, it is not for you. They are actually in the gap words are given. You just write here the word will be changed or not. What type of passage may come in the exam? What type of passage may come in the exam? There are two types of exam. One is job exam, another one is academic exam. Your exam is the academic exam. For HSC, SSC, JSC, there are two type of passages may come. One is traditional story or the textual story. Textual story means the textual passages in your text, that one you have to study attentively. For textual passage, you must read the passage of your text very attentively. That it may help you to solve the close test problem. In case of non-textual, in case of non-textual means traditional story. In case of non-textual passage, you can fill up the blanks if you follow some rules. You must be very careful about a matter, that is, word meaning and grammatical changing. You have to change grammatically, knowing the word's meaning. Note down, please. There is a very least probability of using one word twice. In case of without clause or without clue, one's answer may differ with another. Regarding this matter, you will never be upset. Sometimes there may be two or more answers for A or B. And as an examiner, I have observed that you write it using slash. Please never do this. Only write one answer. Never write double answer using slash or oblique. What types of skill are tested through a cloze test? Three things can be tested. There are vocabulary, power, reading speed, and reading comprehension. What do you mean by reading comprehension? It means understanding fast, understanding the text. Reading fast, along with you must have a strong vocabulary as well. These three things will excel your ability in your clause test. 5 hidden tips for with clue and without clue. First, first past tense indicator. The gap that you are going to fill up, it may be either with clue or without clue. You have to observe, is there any past indicator like long, long ago, once upon a time, once, that is, or any year like 1971, 1952. In that case, if you want to use words from your memory or from the box, the verb must be in past tense. Traditional story and actual story, we already discussed that one. Now come here the relation of word after gap. Relation of word after gap. Sometimes the word after the gap will tell you what word will be in the gap. So you must observe the word after the gap always. It will tell you actually what word will be matched to that word. You will understand that when we'll go for real practice. Careful about grammatical fact. It is very important for with clue practice. If you cannot sometimes use word directly from the box without changing grammatically. So be careful about the grammatical fact. Then the fifth one is use of proverb or universal word. There are some words that you cannot change. It will be used as it is given in the box. If you want, you cannot change it. Now look here, what is the best approach to answer cloze test? Make your vocabulary strong. Actually, this is the vocabulary test. Your vocabulary must be strong. You must make a powerful stock of vocabulary or storehouse of vocabulary in your memory. Without that one, you cannot do good in this test. Second one, read the passage thoroughly without making answer. That means read the passage thoroughly without marking answer. You just read the passage. You don't go for answer first and second time. Third one, eliminate the word that do not fit the meaning. When you go for answer after reading the passage thoroughly twice, then the word that doesn't match to the answer, that doesn't fit to the meaning, that one you eliminate. Go for the next option. Match the tone. What do you mean by tone? Tone is something over which the author try to convey something or portray something. We have four kinds of tone which we talk about ClozeTest. They are complaining tone, suggestive tone, critical tone, and positive tone. So tone is very important because it will suggest you what types of word are you going to use. When your tune is complaining, you are negating something, so you use negative vocab. When it is suggestive, you use positive vocab. When it is critical, that means you are going to pass some comment or compliments, then you can use positive as well as negative vocab here. When your tone is positive, it means you are going to introduce something. Here you can also use positive and negative vocab. That means the tune of the passage is very important for you making the choice of appropriate words. Let us discuss some important rules for close test. Rules for using noun in the gap. When there is the gap and after the gap there is the auxiliary verb and main verb, then in the gap you must use noun. For example, dash is the best policy. So here we can write honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the noun. Here is the auxiliary verb, or is used here as the main verb. Article, before the gap there is the article and after the gap there is the preposition, so in that case you must use noun here. For example, he has done the dash for him. We can tell here he has done the work for him, or any alternative noun, he has done the sum for him. Here that is the article, for is the preposition. Adjective, before the gap if we get adjective, after the gap if we get preposition, then we must use noun in the gap. For example, he bought a beautiful dash for his friend. Beautiful is the adjective, for is the preposition, so we can use here noun. We can tell in that way, he bought a beautiful gift for his friend. Preposition, before the gap preposition, or before the gap preposition and after the gap also preposition. In that case we also use noun in the gap. He believes in, before the gap preposition, for the development of the country. So we can use here the noun. He believes in development, he believes in the plan, or he believes in agriculture, or he believes in industrialization for the development of the country. If you get some, any, few, a few, little, a little, only, each, every, or no before the gap, you must use their noun. He has done many works, he has done many activities, so here is the noun. Before the gap, if we get article, then adjective, and in the gap we'll use noun. A good dash is the free condition of success. So we can write here, a good decision is the precondition of success, or a good plan is the precondition of success. But before the gap, if we get verb and after the gap preposition, then we use here noun. For example, he helps dash for complete improvement. We can write here, he helps Mr. Schumann for, we can write here for completion, complete improvement. Okay. Possessive articles demonstrative. You know this, that, this are demonstrative. After the possessive, after the article, after the demonstration and demonstrative, that means this and that. Generally, we can use noun. These dash last long. We can tell these words last long. Or without, we can give here the position, without his help, with the dash of the word, with the help of the word, with the use of the word, in that way. So there will be the noun. Let's go for rules for using adjective in the gap. If main verb, before the gap there is the main verb, after the gap there is the noun, in the gap we'll use adjective. He is doing dash works, he is doing excellent work, he is doing good works. Subject, before the gap if there is the subject, and after the gap preposition and noun, then we use the adjective. The students, this is the subject, at is the preposition, math is the noun. So the student dash at math can get better marks. You can write here, the students good at math can get better marks. Before the gap article, after the gap noun. So in the gap we can use adjective. And dash man can never tell a lie. So we can tell an honest man can never tell a lie. Be verb before the gap, be verb after the gap preposition. In the gap we can use adjective. She is dash in any handicraft. We can write she is experienced in any handicap. After the gap adverb, uh, the man is very, actually it should be the man is very strong. So adverb, it will be adverb will be before the gap adverb, then after the gap we can use adjective. So it will be adverb before the gap adverb. Okay, before the gap adverb, where is the adverb, so there will be the adjective. Go for the next use, rules for using verb in the gap. Before the gap, other words means a group of words. Here we mean some people are. All this word together we want to mean other words. Before the gap, other words. After the gap, adverb. In the gap, we can use verb. Some people are dash in the field. Some people are working in the field. Before the gap, subject. After the gap, other words. Here he is the subject. For example, he is the subject, and after the gap, the students properly. So this is the other words. So you can write here verb. He helps the student properly, or we can write he is working for the student properly. Many things many types of verb we can write here. So before the gap, article, adjective, and noun, then adverb. In the gap, after the gap, the noun. In the gap we can write adjective. In the gap we can write verb. A balanced application always does the post. A balanced application always qualifies the post. Passive form, before the gap, passive form. After the gap, preposition plus verb. Preposition plus verb. They aren't. So they aren't. There will be the passive as it is written. They aren't. So go out for home. Go out of home. So they aren't allowed. This is the passive, to go out of home. To go out of home. If we get two verb, they are not allowed is one verb and go is the another verb. So before the second verb we can write two. So after the gap, other words. Before the gap there is nothing, then in the gap we can use the verb. Dash the poor, help the poor. Rules for similar words, pair, conjunction, and appropriate words means appropriate preposition. Not only similar words but also similar words. Here we want to mean when you use the not only and but also. If you use here noun, here also use noun. If you use here adverb, here also use adverb. Look for the example. Not only physically but also mentally. Physically also adverb, mentally also adverb. Similar words. Similar words, fence, boy. F for, A for N for nor, S for so, B for but, O for or, and Y for yet. Actually, these are the coordinating conjunction. To keep it in memory in short, I made a short term, fence boy. So before and after this word, there will be the similar word, dash and kind, well mannered and kind, polite and kind. We can write both and, so that, to, either or, neither nor, All of these are called pair conjunction. That means if there's the both, there will be the and. If there is the so, there will be the that. If there is the two, there will be the two. If there is the either, there will be the or. If there is the neither or neither, there will be the no. Both himself and society. As there is the both, so there will be the and. Appropriate preposition or appropriate words will mean the where dash happiness. After the where, there will be the of. This is the appropriate. Most of the time, we observe that after the where, there is the of. So I cannot change it here. Let's go for real practice how these rules and tips can help you. Well, this is the real practice without clue. Fill in the blank with appropriate words in each gap. So, as there is no clue provided, there is no clue is provided, so it is close test without clue. Close test without clue. No other word is so sweet as the word mother. It is mixed up with our. So this is the possessive. Our is the possessive. Rule tells us after the possessive there will be noun. After the possessive there will be the noun. So we should use here noun. Everyone starts his life with the dash of the word mother first. Everyone starts his life with the dash of the word mother first. Before the gap, article, after the gap, preposition, in the gap, it will be noun. This dash, this is the demonstrative. This, that, these are the demonstrative. So after the demonstrative, there will be the noun. Last to the every child until dash, until is the preposition, so there also will be the noun. It is mother who first become dash. After the becomes, after the remains, there is the adjective. There is the adjective. So here will be the adjective. It is mother who first becomes. There will be the adjective with our happiness and sorrows. We dash about the mother. We. So this is the subject. Rules tell us after the if there is the gap after the subject there will be the verb. So there will be the verb. We verb about the mother of Bayezid Bustami. Here the Bayezid Bustami and the Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar both are the similar words. So similar words are connected by correlating conjunction. So here will be the correlating conjunction. The position of dash, the position of dash, as here is the prepositions. After the preposition, there will be the noun, is given the highest place in the dash religion. So here after before the gap preposition, after the gap noun. So as this is actually the word after the gap tell us what will be here. So here will be adjective. It is said by our dash. So our is the possessive. So there will be the noun. There will be the noun. So now go for a real practice 2 with clue. Fill in the gap with suitable words from the box. Make grammatical changes if necessary. That means you have to change the grammatical change uh, if it is necessary. There are more words in the box than you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, I need the 10 words, but here is the 12 words. So I have to eliminate 2 words that doesn't fit here according to the meaning. A student or learner can improve all his talents so that channel of proper education. A student or learners can improve all his talents so the channel of proper education. Proper education aims at. So here after the verb there is a preposition. So if we use here any verb, then we have to add ing with this one. Not only physically dash also mentally. Here is not only, so but also. If here it is not only, this is the rules of pair conjunction, also mentally. Such education dash him. So here is education, this is the noun, and this is the subject. So after the subject there will be the verb. So we'll use one proper verb from here. Him an ideal man. Dash can let. This is the modal verb, and there's the gap before the verb. So we'll use here the subject. Led both himself dash society to the way. Both, we know, if we get the both, then there is the both and. So there will be and society to the way. The way, we tell you there is one appropriate preposition uh, after the way. So you use that one here. uh, Dash educated man, there is the article and there is the adverb. So this is the adjective. So if there is the article, then there is the adjective. Between the article and adjective we'll use adverb. Is sympathetic, kind. So there will be the similar word. It may be the sympathetic, then you can use same adjective like kind, sympathetic, well mannered, you can use. Indeed, proper dash makes him proper. So it is the adjective. So there will be the noun. There will be the nouns. Mentally and dash. If we can connect the similar words with and. So here is the mentally. Here will be also the similar types of word. I have discussed these two close tests. I have discussed these two close tests based on rules and tips. You'll practice these two as is W at home. That's our today's lesson. I don't know how much I have supported you. Hope that it will be helpful for you. No more today. Allah Hafiz.